What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Gandee Show. Man, I'm just elated to be here, and I just want to say that we have surpassed 300 subscribers. Again, I'm just so grateful, and I'm not really sure how this just keeps happening every time I sit down to record. It's just incredible. I just cannot really express my gratitude in words enough. Just the thought that something I'm doing can be helping people. It just makes me so happy and it fills my life up with so much purpose. And I just thank you so much to everyone who watches and subscribes and likes and comments. It means the world to me. And you never know who this could be helping. You never know. Someone said something to me a long time ago and it stuck with me. Sometimes all it takes is somebody saying the right thing for somebody to make a change. And to think that maybe something I could say from the experience that I've had and from my heart could help somebody want to inspire somebody to want to make a change. It's just incredible. And every one of you who has liked and subscribed and maybe shared this with somebody you think could be in need, it really helps. So thank you. Merry Christmas to everyone. If you're new here, my name is Joey, and this show is about recovery, purpose, faith, and just learning how to live a life that we don't need to escape from. I want to become the best version of myself, and I get to do that with you guys. We get to do this together. So, thank you again. Today, I want to talk about something that it not only changed my life in recovery, but it changed my life completely. And it's one word: acceptance. Acceptance is how we find peace. It's paramount. I used to walk around fighting reality, wishing things were different, wishing people would change, and wishing life would go my way. Serenity does not come from trying to control life. It comes from accepting life as it unfolds. Acceptance means accepting reality as it is, not how I wish it was, correct? In recovery, acceptance is everything. I believe that in recovery, acceptance is the difference between life and death. But when I was using, I fought reality constantly. As a matter of fact, when I was using, I was trying to escape reality as it was, viciously trying to escape reality as it was. Acceptance doesn't have to mean that we like what's happening. It doesn't even mean that we approve of it, but it does mean that we stop arguing with what it already is. The moment I accepted reality, I stopped wasting energy trying to resist it. So every single thing we do in this life requires energy. The amount of energy and tenacity it takes to maintain any kind of an addiction, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I don't know if you were tired like I was. I'm still tired. I work 6 days a week, but it's a different kind of tired. But the moment we stop wasting energy trying to resist life as it is, that is like literally the moment that you're going to understand what peace begins to feel like. As one of my favorite prayers goes, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, right? So like what is that? One of the things that I've loved doing in recovery is like, because when you first get into recovery, you say these prayers and it's kind of just like you're going through the motions. I never really stopped to really like consider or look at what these prayers actually meant to me. Accept the things I cannot change. Serenity is not found by trying to fix everything around us, and that's something I was terribly guilty of. That's one of the roles that I played growing up, was like I was the peacemaker, I was the fixer. I had to fix everything. If something was wrong, oh my gosh, I would go to the ends of the earth to try to fix it. I just want everyone to be okay, and I know a lot of you guys can relate to that. I got to the point to where like it felt like no matter what I was ever going to do, it was never going to be enough. So like my use just numbed that constant feeling of that pressure that I put on myself, really, because that's really what it is. I put that pressure on myself. I would tend to think that like, if this person would change, or if my past was different, or if my life looked another way, that I'd be okay. Peace does not come from changing life around us. It comes from changing how we respond to it, because we cannot control anything really. We cannot control what anyone does, says, or thinks, but we absolutely can control how we respond to it and what our attitude is. Acceptance is absolutely the doorway to serenity. And one of the hardest parts of acceptance is trusting God's will, especially when things don't make sense. Nothing, absolutely nothing happens in God's world by mistake. The further removed I am from my addiction, the more I start to understand that and accept it. That does not mean that everything that happens is good. And that's a common misconception. I hear a lot of people say, oh, if God's so good, then why does he let bad things happen? I don't have the answer to that. I know that free will has something to do with it. But again, it doesn't mean that everything that happens is good, but it absolutely does mean that God can use everything and anything and turn it into something that's good for us, and really more importantly, something that's good for other people. Because what are we doing here, right? What am I doing here? My goal for this channel is to take the pain that I endured and use it to help somebody else. Some of the things that I hated most in my life, some of the pain that I tried to numb, and the experiences that I had wished away, those are the very thing that God is using right now to help somebody else that may be struggling. It makes me so happy. It fills me with so much joy to think that. Darkest moment, the darkest time of my life is the very reason why I'm sitting here today. If I didn't walk through addiction, I would not have this platform. I would not be sitting right here. I would not have gotten to enjoy the experience of traveling down to Columbus and speaking on Get a Grip. Shout out Lewis at Get a Grip Podcast. Phenomenal show. Please go check it out. And I would not have gotten to experience going down to Florida and speaking on Rise Above with Kevin Lanning. Shout out Kevin Lanning. Thank you for having me, you guys. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to share my story. If you guys haven't seen Rise Above with Kevin Lanning or Get a Grip podcast, it's incredible. Please go check it out. It's on all the platforms: YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Privilege of being able to go speak on those platforms and share my testimony. I wouldn't have gotten to do that if I didn't walk through addiction. If I didn't feel broken, I wouldn't know how to sit with other people in the middle of their brokenness. God does not waste pain. I'm living proof of that. God does not waste pain. When we accept God's will for our lives, even when we don't understand it, we will find freedom. When I accepted God's plan and his will for my life, even though I didn't understand it, I found freedom. One of the biggest sources of frustration in my life, especially in my 20s, the majority of my 20s, was trying to change other people. Until I experienced addiction for myself, I did not understand what my mom was going through, and I was so angry at her. I was so angry. I couldn't understand how she raised me and how she was the most incredible mother in the world, but my little brother never even got to meet that woman. He never even got to meet the mother that raised me, and we have the same mother. Acceptance taught me this truth: I do not control people, places, or outcomes. I can only control myself and how I react, in my attitude to things in life. Misery loves company. You've heard water seeks its own level. You can walk around being miserable all day if you want to. You have that choice, because trust me, you'll be able to find there's no lack of misery out there. But somebody's always got it worse than you do right now, as we speak. I don't care what you're going through. Someone has it worse than you, and you have to think about that. You're not alone in your pain. That's so important, because we were not created to be alone, especially if you follow the biblical chain of events. We were not created to be alone. You're not alone in your pain. Instead of asking, why won't my circumstance change, or why won't this person in my life change, ask yourself, how can I respond differently to it? Instead of focusing on what others are doing wrong, I learned how to look inward. I stopped being a victim, and I started I'm able to look at my part in things. Life changing. It doesn't matter what it is. If you're honest with yourself It does not matter the circumstance. And that might sound mean or harsh. 99% of situations, if you're angry about something, look inward and try to find your part in things and make peace with that, because you can't change the rest of it. You can't change what somebody else did to you, but you can change what you do moving forward, because you can pretty much guarantee that you're going to be in a similar situation like that again. Acceptance shifted my focus from trying to fix the world. It shifted the focus to, how can I fix myself? Because that's what really matters. You know, it's easy to get caught up in what's wrong with the world, right? But if more people focused on how they can fix themselves and better themselves and then went out into the world wouldn't have so many problems. Once I was able to shift that focus to me, that's where the real growth begun. Life isn't always fair, okay? It's never gonna be fair all the time for everybody. And recovery isn't always easy. As a matter of fact, most of the time it's the opposite of easy. Faith doesn't mean that life suddenly becomes comfortable either. But when we embrace life as it unfolds, even the difficult parts, I began to experience a deeper kind of happiness that I've never known in my entire life. Not the temporary happiness of getting my own way, but the lasting peace of trusting God. Unexplainable, the peace that I feel. Life is not happening to me, it's happening for me and through me. Think about that. Think about that. Life is not happening to me. I'm not a victim. Life is happening for me and through me. That is a life-changing shift in your perspective. And I wish everybody can feel like I feel. That's why I get on here and talk the way I do, because I believe what I'm telling you guys. I'm living what I'm telling you guys. And I know that if I can feel this way, I know you can. I know you can. I am no different than you. I'm not more special. I'm definitely not smarter than you. Every season is shaping us. Every struggle is teaching us, and every delay has a purpose. If you're struggling today, if you're angry at life, if you're fighting reality, I just would like to encourage you to pause. Please take a breath. Be still. There's always going to be something to do, but please, for your own sanity, just take a breath and be still for a moment. Ask God for the willingness to accept. Acceptance does not mean the pain is going to disappear, okay? I wish I can tell you that's what it meant. But it does mean that we are able to stop letting it control us. When I accepted life on life's terms, I truly found peace. I found freedom and I found God. No matter what you believe, you can call it a higher power, you can call it God, whatever. I don't want to offend anybody, but it's waiting for you. It's waiting for you. You can have what I have. I promise you. I would not even get in front of this camera every week if I did not believe and know that you can have what I have. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you guys for the incredible support that you show me. If this message helped you, or you believe it can help somebody that you know, please share it with somebody, please. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Let's change. I'm out here trying to change something. I'm trying to change the world. I know how it feels to be lost and broken, and I know how it feels to be on the other side of that. And I know that if I can feel this, I know you can, and that's why I'm doing this. So please help me spread this message. And if you got something that you would like to share, I would be honored to do that. Please, you can email us at thegandeeshow@gmail.com. I would love you for that. No matter what you went through, you are not broken. You are being shaped. I know I'm probably not going to see you guys until after the holidays, so Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Please be safe out there. Set boundaries. Just remember what's at stake, because there's a lot, okay? You were fearfully and wonderfully made, and you were born for such a time as this. I love you all. I'm out.